See this? See this? This is a Daniel Defense DDM4 V7P. It's an AR-15 for all intended purposes. It's actually literally what it is an AR-15. And depending on who you ask, this is either a perfectly legal home defense tool or the reason society is falling apart and your oat milk keeps curdling.
I don't want all your guns. I want that AR-15. I want it.
But here's the thing. If you live in America and you can legally own a firearm and you still don't have one of these, yeah, I'm just gonna say it. You're stupid.
Stupid.
I don't mean that in a malicious way. I mean that in a you still haven't figured out how reality works kind of way.
That's not how it works.
That's not how it works.
Not quite how it works.
And no, I'm not saying you have to get this exact rifle. You don't need this exact DDM4 V7P, even though I think it's fucking phenomenal. I love this thing. I'd marry it if I could in Texas. But I'm talking any AR-15, budget, mid-tier, plain Jane. It doesn't matter. You need one, period. And here's why. Reason number one, the world is nuts and you know it. Let's stop pretending. The world isn't a little tense. It's one TikTok trend away from becoming a Call of Duty map. We got looters with better coordination than UPS, gas prices so high your Uber driver is crying mid-ride, and cities where your local CVS needs a bouncer. So yeah, if you think you're too civilized for an AR-15, you're stupid. Stupid. Because when things go sideways, the police will show up 25 minutes late and blame traffic.
Sorry, we're late, traffic.
You better have something with a magazine. Reason number two, the AR-15 is basically the iPhone of guns, except it actually works when you need it.
But there is one more thing.
It's light, customizable, easy to use, more reliable than half the people in your group chat. You can set it up for home defense, for training, for just looking badass in your closet when your in-laws visit. Now, personally, I don't think ARs are intimidating. They're tools, functional and practical, but the anti-gun crowd, they spend years turning this into the boogeyman with a Picatinny rep.
The guns that were chosen back in those days were basically the guns that most gangs and criminals were using to kill our police officers. I'm not saying it was the best bill, but that was the best bill they could get out at that particular time. I actually don't know what a barrel shot is. I think it's a shoulder thing that goes up.
So you don't shoot deer with a bullet that size. If you do, you could cook it at the same time.
If you want to protect yourself, get a double-barrel shotgun. Said, Jill, if there's ever a problem, just walk out on the balcony here or walk out, put that double-barrel shotgun and fire 2 blasts outside the house. I promise you, who's ever coming in is not going to.
To your last question, what's the efficacy of banning these magazine clips? I will tell you, these are ammunition. They're bullets. So the people who have those now, they're going to shoot them. And so if you ban them in the future, the number of these high-capacity magazines is going to decrease dramatically over time because the bullets will have been shot and there won't be any more available.
Isn't it pretty hard to define what is an assault weapon?
Well, if it can fire a lot of bullets very quickly, that's a good place to start, okay? Let's say 3. If you haven't hit the deer with 3 shots, you're a pretty lousy shot. That deer deserves to get away. Let's get serious here.
But that would ban most pistols. That would ban most...
No, but pistols are different. You have to pull the trigger each time. An assault weapon, you basically hold it, goes... Blah, blah, blah.
This is a ghost gun.
To them, if you own an AR, you probably also stockpile MREs, use the word sheeple, and believe aliens built the freeways, which they did. What you talking about? So now, when you show up with an AR-15, you're not just defending your house, you're making people rethink their life decisions. And you know what? That's leverage. That's psychological warfare. That's smart. Not owning one? That's stupid.
Message.
Reason number 3, ARs are affordable, so stop capping.
But they're too expensive.
Really? You dropped $900 on sneakers you won't wear in the rain.
Not today, bitch.
All right, cool. So that total would be $10,312.83.
Yeah, man. Let me know when you say the total.
But a few $100s for a reliable rifle is too much? Come on. You can get a no-frills AR that works just fine. It may not have a flared mag well and a name like Death Reaper Gen 5, but if it goes bang when it needs to, that's all that matters. Waiting until chaos hits and then trying to buy one, that's not brave, that's just stupid. Stupid! Stupid! Message! Now, let me guess. You believe in freedom, personal responsibility, and owning a gun that actually works. Congratulations, it's 2025. That means you're basically a terrorist.
Same, but different.
You say you love this country, extremist. You carry a gun, menace to society. You own an AR-15, oh, now you're basically Darth Vader with better aim. That's why I made the Defend America collection. Not for the soft, not for the confused, and definitely not for anyone who says nobody needs that many bullets.
So many bullets.
This isn't just merch, it's a walking middle finger to everyone who thinks loving your country is some kind of hate crime. At the heart of the design is the AR-15, not just a rifle, but a symbol of leave me and my family the hell alone.
Leave my family alone.
You want to blend in? This ain't for you. You want to push back? Cool. Now you've got a uniform. So, if you're tired of apologizing for being a sane, freedom-loving American, click the link below, grab a hoodie, a hat, a shirt, hell, all three. I even make drinkware with this shit on it. Wear it like body armor for your values, because Defend America isn't just a slogan. It's a fucking warning for the people who forgot who they're messing with. Reason number 4, anti-gun brainwashing is making people stupid. I once saw a woman happily buy a Glock, then panic when the gun shop guy suggested an AR. She clutched her pearls like he offered her a baby bazooka.
Oh my God, I could never own one of those. That's like for mass shooters.
Ma'am, you just bought a 9mm handgun that holds 17 rounds and fits in your purse. And now you think this is where the morality line gets drawn? That's not logic, that's CNN-induced stupidity.
What a stupid question that is. What a stupid question. But I watch you a lot, you ask a lot of stupid questions.
An AR-15 is more accurate, more controllable, easier to shoot, easier to mount a light, easier to defend your family with. And the only reason she freaked out is because she's been trained to. We gotta stop letting scared people tell us what's safe. They're stupid. Don't be like them. And reason number 5, if George Washington was alive, he'd be running an SBR. Let's say the founding fathers pop back in 2025. They walk into a Bass Pro Shop with powdered wigs and PTSD from fighting the British with flintlocks. Do you really think they'd pick a fucking bolt-action rifle? Hell no.
Prithee, what manner of musket is this?
This here is an AR-15, sir.
George Washington would have this Daniel defense. Ben Franklin would be rocking night vision, and Thomas Jefferson would be posting his EDC loadout on Instagram like, shall not be infringed, bitches.
Shall not be infringed, bitches.
They wouldn't just approve of you owning an AR. They'd wonder what's wrong with you if you didn't. Now, I know this was supposed to be 5 reasons, but there's a bonus reason. Even if you hate guns, buy one anyway. Even if you're anti-gun, even if you think guns are scary and pronouns are bulletproof, buy one anyway. You don't have to tell anyone, just keep it in your closet. Treat it like your ex's Netflix login. Only use it in an emergency, because when the day comes, and it will, you won't care how progressive you are. You'll care whether you can stop someone from breaking your door down. Reality doesn't care about your opinion piece in the New York Times. Reality only cares if you're smart enough to be ready or stupid enough not to be. The AR-15 isn't just a gun, it's common sense on a buffer spring. It's the tool that says if something goes bump in the night, I bump back.
Bump it, bump it, bump it.
You don't have to be tactical, you don't have to be a fucking Navy SEAL. You just have to not be stupid.
Stupid, 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 stupid.
And not owning an AR-15 right now in this version of America is stupid.
Stupid.
Don't be that. Be prepared, be smart, be free, and for God's sakes, go get the damn rifle.